you doing, sir?
All right. And then you're waiting on the person. Minor stuff.
Good, how are you?
All right, guys, we're about 20 seconds out. Okay, are we ready?
We're good here.
5.
Good afternoon, and thank you for coming today. Today I'm pleased to announce the arrest of Robert Graham. Graham's arrest was the result of a long-term undercover investigation by JSO narcotics detectives assigned to the Narcotics Overdose Death Investigations Unit. Before I provide details concerning the investigation that led to Graham's arrest, I want to provide some background on the Narcotics Overdose Death Investigations Unit. This unique investigative unit was developed in direct response to the recent explosion in overdose deaths. This past decade's upsurge in overdose deaths is a result of opioids and more recently, fentanyl, saturating the illegal narcotics market in our city and around the country. As I said before, the dangers of fentanyl poses an unprecedented in the illegal drug trade. As of today, GSO's responded to 400 overdose death investigations just this year. In 2022, JSO investigated 470, overdose deaths. The overdose unit is expressly focused on identifying those who supply the poisons that kill our family members, friends, and neighbors. This innovative unit works closely with specialized prosecutors at the State Attorney's Office. And through this partnership, JSO and the State Attorney's Office for the Fourth Judicial Circuit, has transformed the law enforcement landscape by arresting and prosecuting drug suppliers and manslaughter charges stemming from overdose deaths. Now, for a brief summation of the investigation that led to. This is a criminal investigation being prosecuted by a partner at the State Attorney's Office, so there's limited information that I can provide this time. This investigation stemmed from a fatal overdose that occurred locally on July 23rd, 2023. Due to Marcy's Law, which prevents law enforcement agencies from disclosing the identity of victims, JSO is not identifying the deceased victim. When JSO investigators responded to the overdose death scene, they located a variety of drugs, including opioids and fentanyl on site. Once the medical examiner's offices ruled the victim's cause of death as an accident caused by narcotics intoxication, investigators commenced a long-term undercover investigation to identify the source of the fatal drug supply. Detectives soon developed Graham as a primary suspect. Undercover detectives forged a relationship with Graham and made multiple drug transactions with him. During this investigation, detectives gained intelligence that Graham was in possession of firearms and additional narcotics. Detectives also discovered that Graham had an outstanding warrant for aggravated assault with a firearm. Graham is a 44-year-old felon with both a local and national criminal record. As a convicted felon, he's prohibited from possessing firearms. As a result of this investigation, Graham was arrested last week for armed trafficking of fentanyl, armed sale of fentanyl, armed trafficking of methamphetamine, 5 counts of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, 3 counts of sale of fentanyl, armed possession of cocaine, armed possession of a controlled substance, dealing in stolen property, knowingly possessing a vehicle used for selling drugs, and Graham was also arrested on his outstanding warrant for aggravated assault with a firearm. In a search incident to arrest and a probable cause search of Graham's vehicle, detectives located and seized 3 handguns, 1 shotgun, 1 rifle, 368 grams of methamphetamine, which is 26 times the trafficking level, 9 grams of cocaine, 9 grams of fentanyl, 30 oxycodone pills, and $3,410 in cash. Yesterday, detectives officially arrested Graham for manslaughter pertaining to the fatal overdose from July 25th, 2023. With these many felony charges pending, Graham now appropriately faces serious criminal penalties. The guns that were seized are being forensically examined to determine if they were associated or are associated with any known incidents of violent crime. I'll follow up if we have any notified incidents of such associations. Graham's arrest on manslaughter charge evidences how seriously local law enforcement treats overdose deaths. Those who profit off the pain of those in our community struggling with addiction will be held accountable. One overdose death in our community is one death too many. These deaths are preventable, and we will continue to aggressively pursue those who supply these lethal poisons to vulnerable members of our community. And let me tell you, if you're selling drugs, selling opioids and fentanyl in our community, now's the time to stop, because we're coming, we're gonna keep coming. And I'll answer any questions if we can.
Sheriff, you just finished with that message to the drug dealers. What about the drug users who are caught up in addiction, that are still out there, that know that their next high could kill them?
I would say heed the warnings, pay attention to what's going on around you, get educated, and get help, get treatment. There are a number of places where you can get treatment for those issues, but you have to really want it to be able to change. Because unfortunately, these things are very deadly, and it's not a game.
Do you suspect Graham could be connected with more overdose deaths than just the one he's charged with?
Jake, that's really hard to tell at this point, but I'm really, really glad that we have the manslaughter charge in this one.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.